Hi, this is my update for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Do you get it? Because I'm in the shadows, but don't tell anybody, especially Chris Tyson. He might get a bit turned on by that fact. Is it convincing? Am I really in the shadows? You know what? Let me switch this light off for a minute. No, still not dark enough. Stop it. Just stop it right now. I wasn't meaning anything by that whatsoever.
Number 2, in Japan, men always come first, women come second.
I might just retire to here.
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2.
I'm coming for you, boy. I'm coming hard.
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. I'm getting the feeling.
In the ass end of space, even aliens watch Jason King with Kung Fu Hot Dog. Duke Nukem likes this guy.
Before I get on with an update on the drama that is Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed Shadows, because some of you have been asking for my thoughts and feelings about the statement from Ubisoft. Well, like all good things, you'll just have to wait. You just have to hold on a little bit longer until I get there. But before we do that, folks, let's talk about this. DEI, ESG disaster from Capcom and SNK, who I was championing a few weeks ago, by the way. They appear to have race replaced Blue Mary in Street Fighter 6, so Blue Mary is now Black Mary. Yeah, I'm just going to come out with it. Holy shit. She's got more muscle, she's broader, she's more unattractive. She's got Macy Gray's wig sat on top of her head. Blue Mary with blue eyes, now replaced by a diverse chick who appears to have blue eyes as well. Why am I not surprised anymore, folks?
Mr. Golightly, once again, I must protest. If you don't stop with that pornographer right this minute, I'm going to go to the police department.
This is what you really came for. Assassin's Creed Shadows, the drama so far.
They said kill him. I'll wash away his...
Why would somebody attack a villager with no power core strength whatsoever? That makes no sense to me. Like, this whole game, look at this guy, this poor guy, this villager, and Yasuke, being the brainless dimwit that he is, just slices him up. It's just utterly ridiculous. I think people who stream this game online will probably have problems about the violence in it, so, but you know what, you might get a pass, folks, because it's Ubisoft DEI and ESG thrown in for good measure. The music choices that they they decided to incorporate into this trailer. Have a listen. Sounds alright so far. Sounds a bit like Batman, actually, from the 1960s. That makes no sense whatsoever. I can see why the Japanese folks, in fact, probably the whole of Japan, are getting really upset about this trailer and have gotten upset to the point where the Japanese government are potentially getting involved. So yeah, you want to use that, and then by contrast, Ghost of Tsushima. I wonder what kind of music they used for their Japanese themed game all those years ago.
The ghost. Some say he died on the beach.
That's a fucking badass trailer. It absolutely is. I'm glad I own this game, actually. And by contrast, oh, yo, what's up? My name's Yasuke, bitches.
What is a turnaround? Well, whether you call them shutdowns, outages, or turnarounds, they'll all produce the same results. Turnarounds are scheduled events where an entire process unit of an industrial plant is taken off stream.
Oh, the Verge reporter Ash Parrish, she's insufferable, accuses the Japanese folks of being violently racist. How can you be violently racist? Amid backlash, and I had to be very careful how I said that word, against Assassin's Creed Shadows. I say, shaking in my cheap office chair from my government workplace that I used to work for. Japanese gamers have not been happy with Ubisoft and the way it's been trying to market and sell Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, I've got to kind of interject here for a minute here, folks, because everybody's saying, well, it's not because you're using the character of Yasuke, who was allegedly a samurai. It's not because he's black. Well, actually, I've got to step in here, folks, because I want to say one thing. It is because he's black, because when I look at this character, I go, oh, fucking hell, really? And what it is just Ubisoft milking the ESG, DEI titties of that particular work frame model. That's what it is. That's why I'm moaning about it. I mean, were we surprised? Of course not. Could we not just get an authentic Japanese game from Ubisoft? Ubisoft claim, well, you know what? We've always wanted to do that for our series, and finally, we present to you a turd on a plate. That's what this is. And in fact, when I get to my next subject about Yasuke, it gets even more disturbing and just a lot worse in so many ways. So it's violently racist. So Ash Parrish, why is it violently racist? Let's have a look and see what you're talking about.
You know nothing about football.
Well, according to you, we know nothing about nothing, huh?
Well, I will admit a little shaft of the light of knowledge is breaking through your darkness. But compared with us whites, you coloureds are in the dawn of your mental capabilities.
Parrish reacted to this statement, so this is the statement I'll be talking about much later on, writing on X, y'all can quibble about if he was a samurai or whose sword, whose sword, it's actually WHOSE. That's the correct term of whose, not who is swords. She can't. This is a journalist and they can't even differentiate whose between whose or Who's Zooming Who by Aretha Franklin. He was allowed to carry. Bloody hell, Jesus Christ. He was there. Everything else should be allowed to be artistic license. Now, when you're talking about suspension of disbelief, Ash Parrish, or in this case, Ass Parrish, think about a movie like, oh, I don't know, The Fugitive from 1993 starring Harrison Ford. The scene where he dies off the dam, and clearly as the audience you can tell it's a mannequin being thrown into the river at the bottom. But to suspend your disbelief, it's Dr. Richard Kimball. He's just jumped off the edge of a dam and is plummeting to almost certain death.
What happened? Where'd he go?
Y'all get a Peter Pan right here off of this dam, right here.
What?
Yeah, boom.
That's what suspension of disbelief is. But when it comes to Assassin's Creed Shadows, I'm going to call it Black Shadows, right? Yeah, let's do that. We're supposed to sit back and think, oh my god, Yasuke was this mighty black warrior who garbed a samurai outfit and walked around slaying villagers. He absolutely did that. We're supposed to suspend our disbelief. In the era of entertainment where everything is so ESG and so DEI pushed down your throat like a Linda Lovelace movie, we're supposed to sit there and accept that, are we? Get the F out of town, please. My god, look at that profile picture of Ass Paris. My goodness me. No wonder she's insufferable. In a subsequent post, Paris then accused the Japanese people of being violently racist. She wrote, "Let us also dispense with the pretense that Japanese society isn't itself violently racist with its own form of ultra-conservative right-wing a-holes that are more than happy to carry water for this cause." What? Carry water? What? Parrish is obviously lying, as Ubisoft has made it abundantly clear in their promotional materials as well as interviews that their game was true to the historical record. This is simply not the case, and in their statement to Japanese gamers, they now admit that it's not proven that Yasuke was a samurai. By the way, Colt Eastwood had released a video on Monday talking about this. When I went to watch it again, he removed the video. I even asked him on Twitter X, Colt, did you unleash your Yasuke video? I think he got a ton of backlash actually, or he probably thought, maybe in hindsight, I shouldn't have made a video about this defending Yasuke, because why? You don't need to, Colt. Make another video, make another good video like you normally do, where you're now posting thumbnails with big-assed women in them, which I kind of like. I fully approved. I might say I could be the one that might have influenced you, but you know what, Colt? It's okay. Just get me on your show one day on a live stream, and I'll partake with you and Maga Man. It'll be absolutely great. So if Ash Parrish went to Japan, would she go around asking the local people, why are you being violently racist towards people like me? Of course she won't. She hasn't got the gumption, has she? She's an absolute nutcase. As far as Parrish's attack, I was going to say ass attack actually, but I was thinking about Monica's sweetheart. You'll get that reference straight away if you know what I'm talking about.
I know what boys like.
On Japanese society at large, it appears to be 100% projection on her part. Of course, she's an insufferable, diverse woman working for The Verge, and follows to a T how Vox Day describes social justice warriors in his book SJWs Always Lie, taking down the thought police. Day explains the accusations made by SJWs when they attack others usually reflect on some level something they know to be true about themselves. In other words, an SJW's accusations will usually tell you where you should start looking in order to expose the SJW lies. Oh my word. Instead of admitting that Ubisoft was wrong and that the historical record does not show that Yasuke is a samurai, Parrish lied and claimed that any criticism of Ubisoft's narrative was just racism. Because let's face it, folks, when you're backed into a corner and you're a diverse person, what are you going to start projecting out there? You're racist! Oh, how dare you! Within 3 minutes of accusing anyone of disputing Ubisoft's narrative of being racist, she then doubled down and went after the entirety of Japanese society by claiming it's violently racist. I love Japanese folks. I love them to death. The people that are they're such sweethearts. Even that Yakuza gentleman I saw in 2018, he left me alone. You know why? He hasn't got any beef with me. Not even Waigu beef, because we're bros minding our own business. That's it. You don't make it your business until you make it your business. You understand that? Of course, Alyssa McCunty, she gets involved because when will she ever not? And this is in relation to the main thing I'm getting up to in my article today about, of course, that whole apology from Ubisoft. Following the publication of the article, which I'm going to address, folks, hold your horses, McConte shared a number of posts reacting to the article, heavily criticizing it as well as insulting her. Of course, she blames Grums for the responses, because who else are you going to attack when you get pushed into a corner? Alyssa wrote on X, "This is all happening because Mark Kern tagged me from behind." Oh, did he now? From a block, from a Twitter block that is, that I'm attacking all Japanese people when I don't even mention them at all. Oh no. The insulting comments towards Makante are unnecessary, and also lower yourself to her level. Instead, her arguments should be addressed and mocked rather than directing anything towards her person, because like us, she's also made in the image and likeness of God. But here we go, folks. Y'all, to quote Ask Paris, you wanted me to read and react to this statement from Ubisoft. Oh my word. Where do I even begin? Oh, here we go. Just like magic, folks, we're on Twitter X. Let's be Ming the Merciless. Oh, I need a cup of Japanese tea or titties. Here we go. To our esteemed Japanese community, that bloody word again, a message from Assassin's Creed Shadows development team. First, we want to express our heartfelt thanks to all of you who supported AC series, which is now in its history spanning 20 years. Over this time, we have explored various settings, time periods, and characters, from an assassin during the Third Crusade to a Viking in 9th century England, and countless more. For many of our team, creating an Assassin's Creed game set in feudal Japan has been a long cherished dream. Since the announcement of Assassin's Creed Shadows, we have now received many positive reactions. But oh no, wait for it, also some negative criticism, including from you, our Japanese players. You're horrible. You've been violently racist towards us. They're in cahoots with Ass Parish, aren't they? We share your passion for history and deeply respect your care for the historical and cultural integrity of your rich heritage. Don't get me started. I'm going to get mad in a minute. We would like to address a few points to clarify our intentions and creative decisions. Remember, this is all about Ubisoft and Yves Guillemot, that poisonous snake. Here we go. We have put our significant effort into ensuring an immersive and respectful representation of feudal Japan. So you brought in Yasuke, this big black warrior dude, who is part of Japanese history. We will say that much, but he was never a samurai, despite whatever fan fiction you want to spin here. However, our intention has never been to present any of our Assassin's Creed games, including Shadows, as factual representations of history or historical characters. Well then, you do incorporate those elements throughout your 20-year plus franchise, don't you? The Boston Tea Party, Assassin's Creed 3, anyone?
Gunner?
Bueller.
We saved the last one for
Bueller.
Instead, we aim to spark curiosity and encourage players to explore and learn more about the historical settings we get inspired by. But before, Ubisoft used to champion the fact that you've taken games and placed them in an actual historical event because you want to educate the young folk and people like me. Assassin's Creed Shadows is first and foremost, should be foreskinned, designed to be an entertaining video game that tells a compelling historical fiction set in feudal Japan. Our team extensively collaborated, oh, you certainly did alright, with external consultants. I'll be getting to that part as well, or I might just throw in something else regarding that. Historians, researchers, and internal teams at Ubisoft Japan to inform our creative choices. So it's not going to be basket weaving, is it? Despite these sustained efforts, we acknowledge that some elements in our promotional materials have caused concern within the Japanese community. They're responding to actually the Japanese government, who are taking action when this game gets released. For this, we sincerely apologize. So far, they haven't actually addressed what they're really apologizing about. All game footage presented so far is in development, and the game will keep evolving until launch. So in other words, Ubisoft, you're not going to backtrack and make any changes, are you? You're just going to go full steam ahead. And you know what? I think you need to do that, because when your game is released, unleashed to the public, what's going to happen? Oh, I can't wait. As Parrish is going to be working overtime on multiple articles explaining why the game failed upon launch to empty wallets. Yep. Yeah. Can't imagine what that's going to be. Ass Paris. Consequently, we respectfully request that any criticism not be directed at our collaborators, both internal and external. Because this part here, what do they say? We are in no way responsible for the decisions that are taken by the creative teams. No, but you give them a mandate, a mantra to say, go out and, because now Yasuke's profile is protected on Wikipedia, and I'll get to that as well in a minute, folks. Just have carte blanche to do whatever you want to do. Wow, Ubisoft should be called Ubi shit at this point. They really are. Oh my god, I'm glad this is the last entry, a back entry. Creative liberties and historical inspirations, while we strive for authenticity in everything that we do, because like Bryan Adams, we do it for you all. Assassin's Creed games are works of fiction inspired by real historical events and figures. From its inception, this series has taken creative license. Again, I talked about The Fugitive, right? Go back to that point in its video. And incorporated fantasy elements to craft engaging and immersive experiences. Boy, you do like to use the E word a lot, don't you? The representation of Yasuke in our game, and it's an illustration, folks. It truly is. His unique and mysterious life made him an ideal candidate to tell an Assassin's Creed story, a story. More like a What's the Story Morning Glory from Oasis. Great album, by the way. With the setting of feudal Japan as a backdrop, or a backshot. Stop It, or a Slapshot starring Paul Newman. Great movie again. While Yasuke is depicted as a samurai in AC Shadows, we acknowledge that this is a matter of debate and discussion. We have woven this carefully into our narrative, and with our other lead character, the Japanese shinobi Noe. She's fictional, by the way. She's not real. She's based on somebody that could have been her, but that particular female shinobi was a lot better, actually, who was equally important in the game.
Yes, tomorrow you will be a poor Japanese worker with humble Japanese wife at your side.
Yeah, with a face like a pig.
Our dual protagonists provide players with different gameplay styles. We greatly value your feedback and encourage you to continue sharing your thoughts respectfully. While we understand that meeting everyone's expectations is very difficult, we sincerely hope that when Assassin's Creed launches, Assassin's Creed Shadows launches on November the 15th, players in Japan and around the world will appreciate the dedication, the effort and passion we have poured forth into it. But while you're sitting back between now and the 15th of November, ladies and gentlemen, do take a poker, do make sure it is stoked extremely hot, shove it up your bottoms, and just forever hold your peace like this. So if you go to Yasuke's Wikipedia entry and you click on view source right here, what does it say? You do not have permission to edit this page for the following reason. The page is currently semi-protected so that only established registered users can edit it. Well, you sharp-eyed viewers out there will know that I've actually just changed outfits. Why? Because while editing this video, the last section, the outro that you always wait for, I had the echo button still turned on my machine, so I couldn't use it, hence why I'm doing this sign-off right now. And I will say the whole Yasuke drama at the moment with Assassin's Creed Shadows is pretty hilarious. I mean, talk about rewriting history, Ubisoft, because Yasuke was married with 2 children, but in your version for 2024, he's going to be the super gay black samurai of the village. And I can't wait to see how that goes down with the crowd you're favoring the most. The LGBT nonsensical wanderers who go back into their caves after their demands are listened to. Whatever happened to the good old days, folks, of a kidnapped victim and the actual abductors stating their demands? We don't get that anymore. Instead, what we get is activists with different color hair sets walking into an established presence like Ubisoft or the games industry, and they just want to take it down from the inside. It's just an awful thing that's happening. But I think the tide is turning, folks, even with the mammoth success of Deadpool and Wolverine over the weekend. From what I can recall from the top of my pretty head, it's like over 430 million, which is absolutely insane. But I bet you any money Marvel and Disney haven't learned a single lesson, okay? Take it from one who knows what he's talking about. And if I were you, and if you were me, you might want to come back for the next video, except I want to say the video I uploaded yesterday, well, I didn't expect the kind of reaction I was hoping for, because it was more than what I hoped for. I asked you to watch and to share and to like. You did, and you bumped me up to 300 plus subscribers in the space of a day. So I want to say thank you very much. It's going to be earned, it's going to be well received, and I really cannot thank you, each and every one of you. It was a great time making that video, despite the fact it didn't have my usual joie de vivre inserted into the various scenes, but then that's what you get, right? You plan little and you hope for the best, or in my case, breast. And on that one, I'll see me on the next video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I find myself stuck in a very precarious situation because right here in front of me, I've got Inspector Lee and Detective Carter from the Rush Hour films, who appear to be fleeing in terror after watching the god-awful lecture from Sachi Schmid Hori, the woman behind idolizing young men if you're a dirty priest or a rabbi, because let's face it, folks, we've got to be diverse in 2024. Me, I'd rather be idolizing these idols instead. Oh gosh. Gentlemen, hello. Can you not see what's standing in front of me? The words have lost me, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea what to do with myself, to quote Dusty Springfield. But on that one, if you enjoyed this video today, then stay tuned for the next round of absolute buffoonery from yours truly. And maybe these two, if they snap out of it.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.